Hi freestyle people, my name is Jordan if you don't know me, and for my Zenith project I decided to focus on film analysis. So when I was applying to college last semester, I was asked to write a film analysis because I was applying to film school, and throughout the process I discovered that I had no idea how to write a film analysis, and most of the resources and websites I was using were super confusing, and I never really got a clear view on what makes an effective analysis paper. So when Zenith came along, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to revisit my film analysis struggles and try again until I reach a point where I'm comfortable and happy with the film analysis that I write. So throughout the process of this project, I have researched the history of film analysis, the different types of film analysis, and I've ended up writing 3 of my own. So I watched and analyzed The Incredibles, Die Hard, and La La Land. After I felt comfortable with an outline that I believed to be the best outline to follow when writing a film analysis, I decided to take my project one step further, and I decided to make a tutorial-like video in hopes of just sharing what I've learned over the past couple of weeks and hoping to help anyone who's watching who might want to write a film analysis in the future, or who needs to write a film analysis in the future for a college application or anything like that. So I made the following video in hopes of just helping as much as I can and sharing the information that I've learned, and I hope that you enjoy it. You want to watch a movie? Great. You sit on the couch, grab the remote and some popcorn, and you're ready to go. You spend the next 2 hours immersing yourself into another world. The credits roll and it's all over. That was awesome, you say to yourself. You want to put your feelings regarding the movie into words. You want to write a film analysis. After watching the film of your choice, step 1 is research. Before drafting your analysis, you're going to want to know everything there is to know about the film. This is important because when writing the analysis, you have to assume that your audience knows nothing about the movie. It's up to you to make sure your audience understands the content of the film. Once your research is done, step 2 is time to start drafting. The most effective film analysis structure is in 4 parts: the introduction, the summary, the analysis, and the conclusion. Let's start with the introduction. This is where the fundamental information of the film goes: the title, the release date, the name of the director, etc. If I was analyzing The Incredibles, for example, I would write, The Incredibles was released in 2004. This animated feature was written and directed by Brad Bird and is distributed by Pixar Animation. The introduction should also include essential themes of the film and your point of view, your thesis statement. This is going to be the argument that you prove throughout your essay. For example, the combination of relatability, an ongoing theme of the importance of family, and the achievement of individual goals by working together makes The Incredibles one of the most heartwarming stories of family in film history. Once your introduction is complete, it's time to move on to the summary. This should be around 1 to 2 paragraphs summarizing the entire film. The Incredibles follows the Parr family, a family full of superpowers who are forced to work together and disobey their government's ban on superheroes to save the world from a destructive robot, and so on. After completing the summary comes the most important section of the essay, the analysis. While this is the core of your essay, it's also the section in which you have the most freedom. You get to decide what you want to analyze. Some things to consider when making that decision include scenario. This is where you analyze the logical sequence of events, scenes, and the motives behind them and behind character actions. Pro tip, if it's difficult to explain a motive, you probably shouldn't be writing about that certain scenario. Another thing to consider is directing. The director is responsible for every aspect of the film. This is where you can analyze certain techniques and creative choices used by the director of the film you write about. Acting is something else you may choose to analyze. While this may be one to leave out when reviewing an animation, acting is a very key part of the effectiveness of any live-action film. This is the place to analyze certain choices made by actors when bringing their characters to life. Other things to consider in the analysis section of your essay are visual and musical elements. This is where you can analyze anything about the way the film looks and feels, whether it be different moods and atmospheres or certain effects and costuming. It's important to have fun with this section as well. If you're miserable while writing about a certain film, chances are it's not going to be very fun to read. Throw some things that you love about the film into the analysis section. For example, the last name of this extraordinary, incredible family is Parr, which literally means average. Names are important in film and used wonderfully in this Brad Bird animation. When choosing what to write about in the analysis section of your paper, just remember that everything you talk about should further support the thesis statement that you wrote about in the introduction. Now comes the conclusion. This is where you can restate your argument, making a case for your analysis. This is also where you can tell your audience to go and watch the film or to avoid it completely. Once your analysis is complete, it's time to print it, share it, send it, or just keep it to yourself. When you write and read about the analysis of a film, you gain a larger understanding of the beauty that is motion pictures. It opens your eyes to the genius that lies behind one creative decision, let alone hundreds. Your appreciation for film and the people that make them only grows after analyzing films, and I think that is one incredible thing.